They're humanity's best friend. They greet you with unbridled joy every single time you come home, like you've been gone for years instead of 5 minutes. They protect your home, comfort you when you're sad, and occasionally eat your shoes. Are we talking about cats, hamsters, dolphins? Actually, none of them. We're talking about dogs, of course. There are approximately 900 million dogs in the world, about 470 million as pets, and the rest as strays, working dogs, and wild populations. Dogs have been our companions for over 15,000 years, possibly up to 40,000 years, making them the first domesticated animal. So what would happen if all dogs suddenly disappeared? First off, it would be an emotional catastrophe. Dogs aren't just pets. They're service animals for people with disabilities, therapy companions for PTSD sufferers, search and rescue heroes, and detection experts finding everything from drugs to cancer. Studies consistently show that dog owners have lower blood pressure, reduced anxiety, and increased physical activity due to daily walks. But dogs do much more than provide companionship. They work, and they work hard. Working dogs we'd lose. Guide dogs. Thousands of blind and visually impaired people would lose their independence overnight. Search and rescue dogs. Finding people in disasters, avalanches, and earthquakes would become far slower and less effective. Dogs can cover terrain and detect scents humans simply cannot. Police and military dogs, drug detection, bomb detection, and tracking criminals would take a massive hit. A trained detection dog can search an area in minutes that would take humans hours. Medical alert dogs. People with epilepsy, diabetes, and other conditions rely on dogs that can detect seizures or blood sugar changes before they happen. Livestock guardian dogs. Farmers would lose a critical defense against predators like wolves, coyotes, and bears. So how would we eliminate all dogs? Again, just a thought experiment. Nobody actually wants this. To stop dogs from reproducing, we'd need to sterilize all 900 million dogs worldwide. Dogs can have 1 to 2 litters per year, with 4 to 8 puppies each, depending on breed. A single unspayed female dog and her offspring could theoretically produce thousands of descendants in just 6 years. Without massive sterilization programs, eliminating dogs would be virtually impossible. Now let's say we succeeded and all dogs disappeared. What happens? Positive aspects. Fewer dog attacks. Roughly 4.5 million people are bitten by dogs annually in the US alone, with about 800,000 requiring medical attention. Reduced zoonotic disease transmission. Dogs can carry rabies, leptospirosis, and parasites that affect humans. Lower environmental impact. Dogs have a significant carbon footprint. Feeding a medium-sized dog has roughly the same environmental impact as driving an SUV. Some wildlife populations might recover. In some areas, feral and free-roaming dogs hunt native wildlife. Negative aspects. Security collapse. Millions of homes, businesses, and farms would lose their primary security system. Break-ins and property crimes could skyrocket. Disability crisis. Blind people, deaf people, and those with mobility issues would lose critical independence. Mental health epidemic. For millions, especially the elderly and isolated, dogs are their primary social connection. Depression and loneliness would surge. Agricultural losses. Without livestock guardian dogs, predation on sheep, goats, and cattle would increase dramatically. Farmers would resort to lethal predator control, harming conservation efforts. Emergency response slower. Search and rescue operations would become far less efficient. More disaster victims would die waiting to be found. Increased rodent problems. While cats are famous for hunting mice, many terrier breeds and farm dogs also control rodent populations. Economic devastation. The pet industry is worth over $100 billion in the US alone. Veterinarians, trainers, groomers, and pet supply companies would collapse. But wait, aren't some dogs actually harmful? What about aggressive breeds or feral dog packs? Yes, feral and stray dogs can be problematic. In some countries, packs of stray dogs pose real dangers to people and wildlife. In India alone, stray dogs cause thousands of rabies deaths annually. But this is a management issue, not a reason to eliminate all dogs. The real question isn't whether we'd be better off without dogs. It's hard to imagine modern civilization without them. Dogs helped humans hunt during the Ice Age. They guarded our settlements. They helped us herd livestock, which enabled the spread of agriculture. They've been firefighters, war heroes, and lifesavers. The solution isn't elimination, it's responsible ownership, spay, neuter programs, and proper management of stray populations. So no, eliminating all dogs would be devastating. They're woven into the very fabric of human society in ways cats simply aren't. We didn't just domesticate dogs, we evolved alongside them. But what if instead of dogs, all wild wolves suddenly disappeared? That seems like a good topic for another what if.